Once upon a time, in the ancient heart of Israel, reigned a king whose wisdom was heralded far and wide, King Solomon. Son of David and Bathsheba, Solomon ascended the throne with a legacy to uphold and a challenge to surpass. His story unfolds with promise and ambition, a tale that dances between the brilliance of wisdom and the shadows of human folly. Let us delve into the rise and fall of King Solomon, a figure whose reign was marked by glory and, ultimately, by downfall. Solomon's ascent to power was not merely a transfer of the crown but a heralding of a new era. The young king, favored by God, prayed not for wealth or power but for understanding and discernment, a choice that set him apart. God granted him unparalleled wisdom, making him the wisest man of his time. Under Solomon's reign, Israel flourished. Trade routes expanded, bringing wealth and prosperity. Solomon's court became a hub for scholars, poets, and thinkers from across the globe, eager to witness the celebrated wisdom of the king. The crowning jewel of Solomon's achievements was the construction of the temple in Jerusalem, a monumental task that had eluded his father David. This grand edifice, made of cypress, gold, and bronze, stood as a symbol of Israel's devotion and the king's engineering prowess. It was not simply a building but a testament to Solomon's legacy, embodying an era of peace and religious unity. Yet within the grandeur and golden hues, shadows began to creep into Solomon's kingdom. The wisdom that brought him fame also bore the seeds of his downfall. In pursuit of alliances to secure his realm, Solomon took numerous foreign wives, leading him to a path fraught with spiritual compromise. These alliances, though politically advantageous, introduced foreign gods into Israel's sacred land. As Solomon's heart strayed, so did his adherence to the covenant with Yahweh. The opulence of his court, funded through heavy taxation and labor, began to strain the loyalty of his subjects. Discontent simmered beneath the splendor of his rule, a tension that would later fracture the kingdom. Despite his renowned intellect, Solomon's later years were characterized by decisions that betrayed the wisdom for which he was celebrated. In biblical lore, Solomon's journey is a cautionary tale of a leader who, despite his gifts, fell prey to hubris and temptation. The very talents that elevated him to legendary status also became his Achilles' heel. The dream of a united and devout Israel started to unravel as Solomon's reign neared its end, setting the stage for division and discord after his death. In examining the rise and fall of King Solomon, we uncover a paradox of human nature, the balance between wisdom and folly, power and vulnerability. His story is not merely a narrative from ancient scriptures, but a poignant reflection on leadership, integrity, and the consequences of choices. Solomon's legacy is twofold, a beacon of unparalleled wisdom and a cautionary emblem of the pitfalls of excess and spiritual neglect. As we close this chapter on King Solomon, we are reminded that wisdom, though a precious gift, requires vigilance and humility to sustain. The splendor of Solomon's reign could not insulate him from the very human truths that govern us all. His tale beckons us to ponder the enduring question: how do we wield the wisdom and power we are given without losing sight of the values that guide us? In seeking answers, perhaps we can learn from the past to forge a more enlightened future. Thus concludes the story of Solomon, a king whose legacy continues to inspire and caution. His rise and fall echo through the corridors of time, offering lessons on the pursuit of wisdom and the perils of its neglect.